Are you tired of the same old Snow White and Cinderella sagas, regurgitated over and over again? Well, look no further. We have something very, very special for you. This is a dark fantasy TV show and feature film that will blow your socks off. It is like Game of Thrones mixed in with some Into the Badlands, and we are looking at using some of the actors from these films. Without further ado, here is our baby, and hopefully yours too. I am betrayed by my best friend Cindy. I have no way to fight back. I'm alone with a bunch of misfits. If help does not arrive, Cindy will wear my skin as a dress. If I cannot find the Frog King and his undefeated army in the Fantasy Kingdom, Cindy will place my head on a pike next to the 7 cousins. And if my homemade wooden dragon cannot defeat Cindy's real one, she will burn. So yeah, I am screwed. A naive and innocent Snow White is at war with her best friend and karate master Cindy, who surprise attacks her kingdom, and they draw lines between the two, with Cindy's million dragon witch army versus Snowie's smaller one. And they will pit their forces against one another. Dragon versus dragon. This is a new spin on the Snow White and Cinderella fairy tale sagas, and we have grown up reading or watching them as kids, teens, and adults. Our story is about our humble, carefree, naive, and innocent Snow White with her 7 dwarves, 7 cousins, witches, a maniac warlock, mermaids, orcs, elves, fairies, the evil stepmother and daughters, Briarwood, Sleeping Deadly, who are inside a magical world along with the James Bond Q character in Pinocchio, and Caputo along with their families. Snow White is in one of the 8 magical kingdoms of Bythania. On the other side of the coin, we find Cinderella, or Cindy as Snow White calls her, since they are best friends and constant companions on their mirror phones where they talk constantly. And this is where our story takes off. And it is during one of these conversations that the Prince Charming, the betrothed of Snow White, becomes infatuated with Cindy, which sends their 2 kingdoms into chaos. Cindy's husband, a fat, pimpled, and overweight, no ugly king, is pissed and makes his move to win Cindy back, but is all a part of an elaborate plan for Cindy to start a war against these weaklings and become the supreme ruler of them all. Now, Snow White's goal in life was to marry her Prince Charming, who is always putting off their date so that she can start her family and live the simple but good life. But this all falls apart when her best friend steals her man of many years away from her, catapulting this saga into an eventual war. Cindy is standing in the way of Snow White's key to happiness by stealing her man, but finds no solace when her kingdom is invaded and taken over by Cindy and her new man, the Prince Charming, along with the wicked witches, the evil stepmother and stepsisters, and others. Prince Charming is just one sprog in the wheel of Cindy's diabolical plans to rule the world of Bythania and its 8 kingdoms. Now on the flip side, Snow White and her allies are standing in the way of Cindy and her plans of dictatorial rule. With little experience in the art of war, Snow White must dig down deep to convince the stubborn allies to join with her and the king to face an eventual war that is coming to all of their lands via Cindy's rockman, witches, orcs, giants, and other creatures. In all of this, Snow White is a peacemaker and not a fighter, unlike her counterpart, Cindy, who is a highly trained black belt samurai warrior in her own personal dojo. Now, Cindy has been strategizing this plan for many years as she grew bored with her husband and life, making her turn to something bigger than just one kingdom, but all 8. During the invasion of the Forest Kingdom, Snow White loses her magic mirror to Cindy when she is forced to flee, and Cindy, with the help of her witch allies, is given the ability to teleport through it to other kingdoms, making her plans to rule impossible to stop. Stopping Cindy is all that matters to Snow White and her allies, because if they lose, then all will be ruled by the wicked witches and their witch dragon queen, Cinderella. Power is the motivator, and ruling the world of Bythania is all that matters to Cindy, and she will stop at nothing to do so, which takes us to the finale, where the wooden dragon forces of Snow White will be pitted against the witch dragon armies of Cinderella. Hey guys, please let us know what you think by commenting below and liking this video production. And if you would love to support the making of this new hit movie and be an integral part of seeing this through to the end with us, then please visit us on Facebook at Wally Woo Productions. You can help us by purchasing the novel at our kobo.com store, and the link will be in the description and comments section below. Again, thank you so much for your much love and support, and soon we will all see Miss White at your local theatre and streaming sites. Cheers